Hello, my name is Brainard Carey, and today for our episode I'm going to talk a little bit about raising money for your art, and it'll follow up on the last episode where I talked about how to find lists of collectors and patrons for your art. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Brainard Carey. I'm an artist, I'm an educator, and I'm also an author. These are two books I wrote. One's called Making It in the Art World, 2011, New Markets for Artists, which came out in 2012. Both of these books are about building your career as an artist, and of course I recommend them. You can check the links below to see more about them and read reviews of them. So we're talking tonight about how is it that you engage someone or get them to give you money for your art or just to support who you are as an artist. Someone wrote to me and they said, you know, I don't really have a project or anything in particular that I'm after. Will people really like my paintings or my sculpture? And you don't have to have a particular project. Keep this in mind, that from ancient times, as far back as we can remember, artists have had a relationship with a patron. That means that artists have one way or another befriended someone who has money and ask them to support them in some way. Not to buy a painting here or do you like this painting, they may have said that, but to genuinely support them by giving them a certain amount of money every single month. Now, in no time in history did patrons advertise themselves and saying, we're here to be asked for, patronage for artists. There still isn't really such a thing as that. In the last episode I talked about how to find lists of them in all the nonprofit centers and museums around. It's not hard to find the names and Google the addresses of all the people who in fact are interested in the arts and interested in giving money to the arts. The next step is of course to write to them, to get a meeting with them, to see them at an opening, and yes, to befriend them. This process is as simple as it is complex because it's been going on for ages. And how is it that an artist befriends someone? How is it that an artist has a meeting with someone who's very wealthy and asks them for money? I'll tell you how that happens. There's of course many ways, and a lot of it has to do with your own ability to convince them that you are valuable or worthwhile. And though many people ask me, is my work good enough or am I worthwhile enough? The truth is, the very difficult truth to swallow, is there is no major external validation for an artist that puts the stamp of approval on you and says, yes, you are a valid artist. The only one who makes you a valid artist is yourself. If you believe in your work and you believe who you are is valuable and you believe your work is valuable, then it is. And if you're talking to a wealthy patron and you're enthusiastic about your work and excited about what you're doing, then they're excited about what you're doing too. You think you're making great work, they think you're making great work. Okay, so you're having coffee, a meeting with someone who's wealthy, you're nervous, you're not sure what to say. Here's one example of what to say. You can ask them about what they do. Perhaps they're in business or they have a foundation. And if you want to be straightforward, which is really the best way to be, here's one line that I was given by a well-known artist who made all her money from patrons. She said, try this. Say to the patron, you're a business person. You make money. That's part of your business in your life. I'm an artist, and I make dreams come true. Have you ever thought of investing in a dream? Wait to see what they say. It's a beautiful line, really, because they're getting off guard, and right away you're asking them, have you ever thought of investing in a dream? Which is of course yourself and the dreaming that you do in your studio. And normally they'll say, no, I've never thought of investing in a dream. Who has, really? And that's your chance to say, well, if you wanted to invest in my dream, what I would ask is for $200 a month or whatever you can afford, and then you will be part of my artistic life. I will show you what I'm doing in my studio every month. If you want to buy works, you can. You can offer to give them to them at a discount if you want, even, for being a patron of yours. But make them understand they're becoming creatively involved in your life. Again, this isn't rocket science. I'm not saying it's not difficult to do for some people. just like raising money for films is difficult, just like raising money for anything isn't easy to do. It's not easy for any filmmaker or artist to go out there and say, I want everybody to give me money. Psychologically, it's not easy, and personally, it's not easy. Even professional fundraisers don't have a tremendously easy time at this. But you're an artist, and what you have is your own ability to dream and do what it is that you love. And believe it or not, that's very attractive to other people, especially those who spend their time making money and not doing creative things. So I hope this was helpful. We'll talk more about this next week, but essentially, go out and have a meeting. Meet with somebody. Be bold, be daring, be brave, and sit down with them and try the line I mentioned, which is, have you ever thought of investing in a dream? My dream. See what they say. It's a great conversation starter, and you have nothing to lose. Thanks for listening, and again, feel free to like the Facebook page below, and you'll get more updates on what I'm doing and the services that I provide for artists. Thank you, and I wish you the very best with your artwork.